Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend Inferno, where I am thinking. I did some thinking. I'm gonna start again. Hello viewers, I'm SB. Welcome back to Endless Legend Inferno, where my brain is working perfectly normally. I was thinking about our situation here. I think we want to go to war with Blue eventually. I think I want what they have, is basically the genesis of that thought. But I don't think we're in a position to do it anytime soon. I think I have very much missed the window for that, like, tier 2 weapons while your opponent doesn't have anything better kind of push. So I think for this era at least, we gotta walk all the way up to era 3 at least, just focusing on getting our own house in order. Then we can worry about taking our neighbor's house and getting it into our order. So, internal stuff. Let's focus on making our empire not a garbage place to live. We could still pursue some kind of diplomatic relationship with Blue, but I think that's maybe going to be an unnecessary use of resources because we could just solidify our position, make ourselves hard to attack so that we don't have to worry about him getting bloodthirsty the same way that we are getting bloodthirsty, and then go after him next era. So that means a couple of things. Number one, it means we got to keep expanding, we got to keep grabbing stuff. Obviously, we want Gonli at some point. Silics are totally dope, and I saw people, particularly the nose plays, pointing that out in the comments below. I hear you, and I believe that you are correct, but I love to be aggressive with the settling because I just want to limit the amount that Blue's going to be able to push back on us. We have so much territory that is basically ours now because of walling Blue off. If we were to grab Ozdarcha, this stuff becomes pretty safe, whereas if Blue grabs Ozdarcha, then we have to be, oh man, is he going to get this? And if he gets this, am I blocked out of there? And so that was kind of the genesis of me forward settling. It's why I forward settle people all the time, and it's why I get killed. So I want Gonli, but I don't know if I want Gonli next. We definitely want the Silics, especially if we're going to try an Era 3 military push. We're going to have to accumulate Adamantian and Palladian pretty quickly. So we will need the Silics assimilated for that. I might grab Gildren first, because Gonli, the AI will not go after Gonli if we have Gildren. They don't settle in the middle of your empire, generally. If they're desperate, I can see it happening. But they tend to prefer creating a contiguous landmass. We could even take Misan, I suppose. The village of Misan is not great. In Gildren, we have some Gelderis, which is, fine. Part of the reason I want Gildren is because of this thing, though. Right, a city placed right here has a ton of resources and quite a bit of approval, right? Because Botanical Gardens and Rock Peels both give approval. So I think that might actually be next. If Blue settles Ozdarcha, it's not great. And this does have already pacified villages, but I think the settling value of Gildren, both as a blocker all the way to the top of the world and just because of how good the city will be, is pretty high. So, that said, how are we villager? How are we settler? I think we build a settler here. Next turn, we're going to have one more point of population, working on building. It is a little bit of shame that Senatanwana's food boost is going to go to waste for a little bit, but I think this is really well timed. And then in other places, we're doing important things. Yeah, that's got to keep growing. We actually have the money to rush out this... Obviously, we won't do that. We can't afford to, but that's interesting. Alright, and I guess aside from that, we are done with this turn. So, no, we're not. I still didn't pick this thing. So, if we're working internally, and we don't have any titanium, so we can't get alchemy workshops or industry buildings going, I think the next best couple of moves are Glory of Empire to start building up enough influence to actually have usable empire plans, or Central Market because over the rest of the era we're probably going to settle quite a bit and we may have some approval problems. Of those two, Glory of Empire is definitely more immediately useful. We are also having dust problems, and solving those via trade routes is certainly something we could do. We're fervent right now, right? Yeah, this is as good as the dust output is ever going to be. That's a rough situation, man. Alright, let's start with this. This is useful, almost immediately. Deep generators, obviously, also good. We don't have the resources to take advantage of deep generator tech right now. We also have to do this at some point, and the sooner the better, probably, but that building requires 20 holy resource, and we are only pulling in like 4 per turn right now, right? Yeah, during winter we're going to see an explosion on that, but for now, things are sad. Alright, let's try to make sure we get this Eclipse Temple. Provided that the eclipse does actually last into the next turn. It totally might. I have no idea how long this eclipse has been going on. This is one of the downsides of splitting a recording session over multiple days. Or, rather, a game over multiple recording sessions. Stay away from me. Stay away from me, Delvers. Oh, look at the pearls, though. Okay, I'm yelling at the Delvers that they need to stay away from me, but also I'm going to go directly toward them. Why is there so much grass silk in these ruins? Who is responsible for this? Actually, we have enough movement to grab these pearls and still get the ruin. And then this guy's got to circle back. We gotta come back toward our territory a little bit. That was 10 glass steel. Okay, well that's enough to pop a booster. Yeah, let's have our booster running, because this is how we're going to stay solvent for the moment. And then we are going to flee. We're going to flee from the Delvers, because they are going to kill me. And you are probably just grabbing pearls? I mean, that's an unsearched ruin. Oh, you know what? I was heading toward that ruin when I first saw... Yeah, I know. I was heading toward that ruin when we first saw the Kapaku, I think. And I bailed. Maybe. I certainly have a memory of... Maybe going to Ozdarcha? Maybe like he was spawned over here or something? It looks like the Kapaku are actually getting pillaged by, Minor Faction. No, sorry, that's the timer for the volcano former. They're going to volcano form some of this land. I don't care about that. I said that like it was really upsetting, but I actually could not. I could not care any less about that. Yeah. So where are we at hero cost wise? 450. Not likely. I was just trying to keep track of things. All right, what are we building next in Vanaran? Vanaran now has its couple most basic buildings. We probably need to... Oh, that's important. We probably need to build a lot of things, actually. Like, we need to rebuild the Gelderous villages. We need the wine... Oh, we don't need the wine extractor. We want the wine extractor. We also need this Empire Mint, and, of course, our basic research structures. I think these are more important than getting the resource extractors up, although... That might not be true with the glass steel. The glass steel is pretty important to us. No, I think it is. I think it is. We're pulling in the glass steel at an okay rate right now. During the winter, it's going to explode a little bit. We'll be pulling 12 per turn during the winter, which I'm sure will be enough for whatever we need. Alright, that's the end of the eclipse, which means that winter could be any minute now. It could start as early as next turn. And it's Empire Plan time. And that actually, the end of the eclipse there, that turn is kind of unfortunate, because I was relying on that movement conflux to get us to safety. Is this... Okay, that's closed borders. I was going to say, is this the declaration of war? Because that would be bad. That's too early. Well, I mean, we could just do the same Empire Plan we've been doing. I think that's probably where we're at. Our turn 60 Empire Plan should be better. Story of Empire becomes available next turn. Get the wine extractor up. I think this is a new song. Oh, by the way, I rebalanced the audio levels a little bit. Prior to the beginning of last episode, my computer reset all my audio settings in the Windows control panel, so I reset things basically based on memory, but the audio levels in the last episode were not ideal, so let me know if this is better, if the music's a little bit more audible. And talking about that completely got me distracted from my build queue. So I need to build an altar somewhere. We need to have access to stuff that is happening during the winter. I'm trying to figure out, do I actually want to put it in the capital? Or can I just go ahead and throw it down in Asimel? I think we can probably throw it down in Asimel. Obviously we want to build this way into the other anomaly. Toward the other anomaly. Public granary is pretty good too. Man, that's a lot of food. Yeah, but that's a lot of food, though. Man. Should I do that? Should I do that instead? Save the altar for now? Because, like, the build out to here is only going to give us 4 food per turn and 1 extra industry. Well, it also gets us the food from here and the food from there, but still, that's nowhere near 15. Yeah, we'll do that for now. I can tell you, I'm feeling pretty good today. It was a thing rare enough for me to just, like, feel pretty good that is worth commenting on. It's nice to have a day, though, where it just, like, it feels like stuff is okay. Probably, if you've been watching this channel for a while, or even this series for any number of days, really, you know how my mood can be. A little bit of a pessimist. Sometimes I think things are not great. Okay, well, it looks like we might get attacked here. I do not have the movement points to back off. But look at this. Look at how judicious he's being. Look at how gentle. Nope, never mind. I was trying to talk him up in the hopes that that would work. Who are you to plunder Auriga's riches? Okay, so here's the thing about the pearls. I don't know if the AI ever considers not taking pearls because they don't want to make you mad, but it sure doesn't seem like it. They'll just walk into my territory and take my stuff. They have no problem doing that. But then they don't think it's okay for me to do it, and I took pearls that were not his. Also, that I'm pretty sure he didn't see me take. So that's annoying. I have enough health to survive 1 retreat. Then we should probably... Is your reassignment cooldown? Ah. Okay, reassignment cooldown not available immediately. What we could do is unassign this hero immediately at the beginning of the next turn to prevent the horrible death, and have this guy just run this way, away from the Kapaku, in the hopes of keeping him alive, and maybe reassign the hero to that army, just for the extra movement speed. Give her somewhere to gain some XP. This will help with our gold, or our dust a little bit too. Alright, is Central Market next? Don't have any rivers to exploit. We do have to pick up actual weapons tech at some point, although we probably won't research alchemical alloys. We will grab alchemical armor before we leave the era, so that we can equip science and dust increasing stuff on our governors in case that's necessary, and also the army damage boost trinket on our armies, which is one of the more important army boosting trinkets. For right now, it may be the case that Central Market is the next thing. I think it is. We will not be happy off of wine forever. This is the most important lesson that I have learned from my desperately alcoholic family line. Wine cannot sustain a man forever. Alright, we are going to unassign this hero as fast as possible here. This is the only way I think that our hero survives. Come on, light up. Yes, get out of there. Whoosh. Like I was never here. And our Lore Master is going to level up and get a skill that doesn't help. But the next skill will be beautiful. You can get a lot of influence from that. This Marine is at full health, but is at, simultaneously, the lowest possible level of gear. Still, honestly, like our chances against the Cactors. Especially since we are going to, real quickly, throw a 37 on our hero here, and maybe also increase the quality of the gear. Yeah, that's a pretty modest cost. And then I know she's not super high on health, but she's probably high enough for this to be reasonable. Because remember, in order for her to die, every unit in her army has to die as well. I don't think these eyeless ones have what it takes. Okay, so this is the plan. This settler doesn't have a movement trinket on. Let's do this before I forget again, because we're going to have to settle more stuff, and, like, soon. And then... we're talking about... yeah, we're probably talking about a fair reduction in the number of turns here. Let's go ahead and do the retrofit. Yep, I think we were going to settle on the 6th turn of movement before. Now we will settle at the end of the 4th. They took Osdarcha. Okay, not a big deal. We're going to let them have that. If they take Regsina, we'll grab Addenda shortly after, is my hope. But I don't know that I really... Like, I think it was right to not be too worried about this, to grab this northern stuff. Gonli's really important. And, like, we still definitely have enough land to make a functional empire. Alright, you are probably going to start building Glory of Empire. We got to get it going pretty soon if we want to have enough... If we want to have the influence soon enough for it to matter. Yeah, make that a priority. Down here, the public granary finishes, and we do Glory of Empire here as well. Now, let's get the altar down first. I do like this altar. Then probably Glory of Empire, honestly. You just have... you have a lot of stuff to build. Don't you worry about it. You just do what you were doing. Okay. Yeah, we have some building out to do. So this region has Gelderis, as does this region. Between the two of them, we have 4 Gelderis villages, which is actually pretty cool. Gelderis might make a good secondary... where's he? He's in Asamel. You know what? Asamel is exactly where I want unit cost reductions. Yeah, the Balance of Power bar, I think, has the right of this one. So we move first, and the fact is, I do not fear them. I mean, you may as well start down here, since that's where you're going to end up moving to anyway. Yep, like I said, not exactly terrifying. They are slowing us, which could be worse. Oh, you know, I should have had the hero shoot the healthy one. Yeah, it's way more likely. The hero does way more damage on an average attack. Okay. It would not be good to do another one of those, and we definitely need to walk the long way around the lava flow now, but that was good XP. So yeah, I'm thinking, like, once we get a little more settled, Gelderis for plus 20% damage on military units, plus Silix to be actually making sure our warriors are equipped, seems like the right play, the right long-term play. So, I'm thinking that we might, here in Manavin, build another settler right after we finish Glory of Empire. Fill in Gonli. I wanna get wide fast. If we're gonna try to use Adamantian and Palladian as our sources of weaponry, then we need to make sure we have enough land settled that when those get revealed, we're likely to have multiple deposits of at least one of them. Also, the Altar of Ariga is a district that does not give you negative approval when you put it down, so there really is no excuse not to build it once you can. I'm a little worried because we didn't actually pacify this region yet. Oh, Minor Faction Major Trust. Not a good quest for me. That's also not great for me right there. What I was going to say is I'm a little worried because I don't know for sure that there aren't a bunch of Minor Faction armies running around here. But their hero being running around here is also not good. And hey, that's 6 pearls. We might have to do something a little unorthodox here. It'll depend on whether or not they attack us on this coming turn. Because they have that option. Although I don't know for sure, he probably actually can't see this unit due to the raised ground between them. We can see him because of our hero, not because of our settler. What am I doing next? We got this. We're a lot of techs away. We do actually have to pick these up at some point. You know what? We don't have any build time right now. We may as well get alchemical armor now. We know that we're going to have to get it at some point. Notice, 3 turns per tech a lot here. We've corrected some of our research rate problems. We got those Hernas. Do we know what minor factions they're running? All we've seen is Stone Sentinels, which makes perfect sense. Stone Sentinels seem to be fine units. Alright, let's see what they do. What I'm hoping we can do here... How much movement do you have? 5? 1, 2, 3... Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What I'm hoping we can do here is lure them away with our hero, because I really would love it if we could get them... If they're standing right here, I can't actually make it all the way to my settling location, because we have to move around their zone of control or more slowly through it. So I need to bait them away with this army, but without getting this army directly attacked, because it will die. We can't even actually retreat. Let's see if I can pull their attention here. Oh, winter. Okay. Winter changes the amount that I have to flee, because they lose a point of movement. They're gonna be a real pain about this. We have failed a quest. Okay, that's true, we have. Alright. So they let me through. The price I have paid here is that pearl stack is now theirs. I'll live. -1 resource on luxury extractors, +1 on strategic. Boy, that's a pretty okay winter effect. That's the kind of winter effect I'm like 100% cool with. So we're pulling 18 titanium per turn out of the ground. God, that's actually gonna work really well for us. And then after we make this settler, is this finally time to build the public granary here? Or do I want to keep expanding with population from Manavin? I probably don't want these cities to shrink at all. So, yeah, we'll have to see when the settler is finished whether I feel like we need to immediately take another city or not. Also, so we'll be able to activate the grass silk before we put down the new city. I probably won't bother to run the wine beforehand. Let's just let the wine stretch out. We are pulling no wine at all during the winter, though, now that we have that winter effect, so that's a thing we do have to be thinking about. The altar is complete. Working hard on getting some influence going. I think that influence is a thing that I have just generally undervalued. In part, and maybe it's not even fair to say undervalued, that I have not valued very highly. In part because with the old AI, it wasn't necessary all that often to get into diplomacy. With the AI being smarter, I have to care about what they think and feel a lot more, which means that we need diplomatic resources way more often. So I'm trying to rewire my brain a little bit on the subject of influence. Also, like, empire plans are good, obviously. I'm working on it. I'll get there. So I want to make sure that I'm in the space. Once I'm in the space, I am not, like, I mean, I guess I'm already not threatened by him, because the settler can just retreat. He's probably going to get cross with me about the pearls that I just took that are in my region and everything. If I close my borders on him, will his troops be trapped? I think they might be. I don't know if that's a good thing to do, but it is funny. You can't deny the value of funny actions. What would it cost to close my borders to him? 120? Yeah, it's not. That joke is not worth that. Hey, I can't help but notice you're like right in the middle of my country. Maybe you could buzz off, huh? Alright, so we have 54 influence. Remember, some of that is because I just gained three new anomalies while Religious Fervor is running, but Religious Fervor runs out next turn, so we're going to see a significant drop here. I wish this broke down a little bit better. Like, I could tell you what value is from buildings and what value is from events and stuff. It looks like, on the whole, our empire is doing alright with this winter. Except for the dust. Food-wise, I meant, we are doing alright with this winter. That's the end of Religious Fervor. This number has not updated yet. 18.3 is the actual value. I should probably teleport to some of my other cities and go pearl hunting in my own territory. Let's go down to here. Because they're going to be pearl hunting in my territory. We know that they have assimilated a cavalry minor faction, a thing to be concerned about for sure. What are these legendary deeds? Interesting. Be the first to defeat at least 3 armies led by a hero. We are at 0 such armies, and that has us tied for first. That suggests that there's not a lot of player versus player combat going on anywhere. Be the first to earn 2,000 influence from the beginning of the game. It will not shock anybody that I am 6th of 6 on that one. Have 4,000 dust in the bank at the end of the turn in order to get this adamantium. It says produce an amount of 4,000 dust at the end of turn, which is a sentence that means nothing. You don't produce your resources at the end of the turn in the first place. But what they mean here is have 4,000 in the bank. You can see our progression is 52, which is not the amount of dust that we have produced since the beginning of the game. Get a hero to level 8. Our best hero is level 3, which is actually extremely sad for turn 47. And there's this thing, but the first to have 50 of each strategic. Well, looks to me like we may not get any more legendary deeds for the rest of the game. Does Asimil have... You know, this might be the moment to just go ahead and bang the Winter Shelter out. Just get that done, get the faction quest moving forward again. Because we do need it to tell us what city we need. And the whole reason I opened this up is because I was going to pick something and I didn't pick anything. So, like I said, we do need access to these buildings eventually. We're still looking at 5 more techs. Realistically, they are like... Titans, I want. These 2 things, probably. In general, like, the Canal Ox is a cool building, no doubt. But Apprenticeship Registry is so much better than Canal System. And Lumber Mill is sometimes worth building. Maybe I should go this way instead. The thing is, I really want my industry to keep working during the winter. During the winter is maybe even a more important time for it to be working. So like that, this we probably actually do eventually want, and then like an extra assimilation slot. No, we probably, like maybe these are the 5 things we research. So what I'm gonna do right now, let's do this first. This is the part of the game where we are accumulating holy resource rapidly. Let's get access to the deep generator. Try to build it out of glass steel. As many of them as we can out of glass steel before we switch the holy resource over to something from the next tier. And we'll, you know, just kind of look around generally over here for pearls. They could be anywhere. And it might honestly be worth denying access to my territory, closing my borders, just to get them out of here so they stop stealing my stuff. Ah, man. If this winter lasts much longer, we're gonna have to pull people off of food and industry onto dust. Not excited about that prospect. And by much longer, I mean, like, now. Like, very soon. Also, sad times. I did get the markets. Here we're gonna be fine because of the wonder. But we gotta start picking up central markets. Are you really producing things? That's... Oh, because you're entirely food-focused. That's probably fine for a while there. Can we get one more birth? Okay. Probably fine for a while there, but we need to refocus. I wonder if they've already robbed me blind. We sure aren't seeing any pearls. And they have these fast-moving centaur units. Alright, somebody else hit that 2,000 influence. It was not blue. Keep the wine running. Do we want to keep the glass steel running? Yes, we do. We need every little bit of dust we can get. And this is the moment where we have to reassign some people. So you, I kind of want you to stay on what you're doing now. Here's where we're... No, this is not where we're best at producing dust, right? We have a... No, we actually don't have a governor who is particularly good at producing dust anywhere. So everywhere is where we're best at producing dust. And you know what? We do have the dust book. Oof, 11 though. I'm gonna go ahead and equip this here. This is where we're getting the best use out of... Yeah, hold on. This is where we're getting the best use out of people being devoted to food and industry, though. I don't really want to pull people off of the settler. How many people could we pull if I had to? Without changing the number of turns. Actually, 2 is good enough, right? We give him the book. Yeah, and now this number of people is able to hold off our financial problems. And there you go. That's why it's good to research that technology. One of the many reasons why it's good to research that technology. Alright, so we do get some pearls. That is only 2, sadly. And probably Blue will be upset at me for grabbing these. I think a lot of people get frustrated by the unevenness of diplomatic options in these games, where like the AI can shout at you to stop settling near them and stuff like that, but then you can't do that to them in a way that matters, a way that they care even the tiniest little bit about. All right, I think it's time to grab Conley. I don't want to wait another settler before doing that, and we'll figure out where to expand next after that. So then after this one, I suppose at this point we could pick up the Titan, because we're still not quite ready to start building stuff out of glass steel. Although, here's a question. Do we actually want the Titan if we're assimilating the Silics? Because the Silic unit does serve a similar purpose. It's not as good, though, and it doesn't have defensive impulse. I still do want the Titan. Titan's really good at his job. Alright, so that's that done. Our faction quest will move forward a little. Boy, our level of... Every little bit of new stuff we put down is just putting us further and further in the hole dust-wise. Build 2 new burrows in SML. Okay, I could do that probably. That with that amount of food there, this should be no problem. So, pop our settler out here. I don't know where in Godly we're settling. Probably actually worth checking. So there's not a lot of anomalies here. Down here, up here, over here, right? This is always an easier decision when you can actually see the real values when it's not winter. A settle right here in the forest gives us a small amount of industry and quite a lot of food. A settle over here is somewhat similar. The steppe soil is better than black earth in that it does give approval, and that would put that city in an actual useful position, sort of. Like up here, it's all the way out of the way, very far from everything. That said, we put it down over here. It's not that hard to get to the black earth. We could settle the city right here even. I'm kind of tempted to settle it right here. Obviously, that's bad in that I'm getting only 6 tiles instead of 7, but it has such an easy expansion into the Black Earth that I wonder if it's still better than putting down here and having to expand twice to get it. Or whether I'd be better off down here and just expanding up into this this part of the forest, which is a little bit more industry-focused than food-focused. Actually, that might be the right thing to do, because we're going to have enough food either way. See, I think I like it here. Yeah. Okay, so we just got some dyes, and it's actually enough dyes to pop the booster. And popping that booster will put us back over Fervent, and it's even more influence, which I am like pretty overjoyed about at this moment. Just run around all up in my territory. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful 6 pearls in a big pile there. Unfortunately, somewhat inconvenient to access. Or like, okay, even this is a good example. Their army's just running around in my territory all day. They'd be very upset at me if I did that, but I guess in that case it's not so uneven in this game in particular, because the way they would handle that is by closing their borders to me, and I could certainly do the same thing. Might just go deep generator here. This is the time to build them, right? And even if you don't want to take the time to finish them, by committing them to the queue now, you spend what is your current holy resource. And then even if I decide I want to build something else, this is still here, costing us 20 glass steel. That's probably not as good, actually, as the granary, though. Probably granary first. And then here, I'm going to also commit it to the... I think I'm going to commit it to the queue in these 3 cities right now, just to lock in the glass steel cost. I guess it's not going to change anytime soon anyway. We're pretty far off of... This is a concern that I don't actually have. Whatever, it doesn't matter, because we have all this glass steel. All this glass steel income. Alright, winter is coming to an end right as our seed storage is about to complete, which is awesome. We are now fairly rich. And pull these people back over onto industry for the moment. Not super comfortable with these guys just being all up in my territory all the time. Watching me. We do need to actually pacify these villages. And by pacify these villages, I mean we do need to actually burn that village down. Next, we're looking at movement up for cavalry units while movement is down for flying units. This does not affect us. In fact, actually, it's kind of bad for us. Blue has cavalry. Minus trade route bonus on city trade routes, or -1 strategic resource luxury extractor, +1 resource from luxury extractors. So just complete reversal of the other winter effect. I think I don't want either of these two to win. This, I guess, is the one we're going to go for. I'm going to put, like, 3 prayers into it in the hopes that that will swing the opinions of the AI enough. And hey, look at this, man. Things are going okay for the moment. We can see that he is in Era 3 at least. Probably ahead of us by quite a bit on science. It's embarrassing in its own way. Alright, so putting down Gonley is going to do some bad things to our empire-wide approval. Oof, a dearth of dust hits immediately after the winter ends. And it will stretch most of the way to the next winter. Did that minor faction army just take those pearls? Is that not a minor faction army? I don't think minor faction armies can take pearls. That's not a thing. At least I didn't think it was a thing. I guess maybe they must be able to. This couldn't be a privateer, could it? No, nobody has that tech yet. I was very curious. Alright, so we're going to put down right here 18, 6, 10 approval. There's supposed to be some dust on these tiles, too, that makes that look a little bit better. Do I want to do anything before we put the city down? We're 6 turns out on that. Only 3 turns out on this. It currently costs 25 resources to put down a booster, so actually, I am going to repop this because we won't be able to refresh it once the other city's down. Okay, so where did that put us, empire approval-wise? 82%. Capital city is still fervent. These cities are both working on the business of very important markets. Yeah, we'll be back to fervent in no time. I am not too worried. Get some stuff done. So we have a pretty strong base here, I think. Something with which to build. Let's get to the capital, then, I guess, is my plan, and then we'll teleport over to Gildren and we'll figure out what's up with the Empire stuff over here. And at this point, we could probably just re-assimilate. I really, like, the Yotis are really not interesting to me. Okay. The extra vision has been meaningful, though. I don't want to pretend that it's like, that was just a total placeholder. We got some value out of that vision while we were exploring. We need money. Except I have no way of generating more money. That's not true. I have Imperial Highways available. We're gonna need the ability to keep building, though. And one of Gonley's most important things, actually, is that. Maybe more important than seed storage? Certainly cheaper than seed storage. What if I, like, flip this whole city over to dust? It really doesn't put us very positive. We do need to be generating some money, though. The markets will help because they increase the dust output of the cities they're in, while also, obviously, bringing us back up toward fervent. But at some point, we're going to have to stop running this glass steel booster. And when that happens, we're going to find ourselves in some trouble. We have got to get our money problem under control. Alright, so we have an Empire plane coming up. It behooves us to try to do this, I think. So we have that available. I think this is probably what we're going for. We are unlikely to be able to get to 700, but we could maybe get to 500, right? Yeah, no, we'll be way past 500. Actually, 700's not that far out of reach. I really don't think we have the time to devote any other cities to dust, though. Wow, we still have a lot of stuff unbuilt here, including glass steel extractors. I mean, this stuff should get done. We have a lot of basics that are not yet finished here. Public granary is better the earlier you get it, though. Yeah, alright. Let's maybe actually move that to the top of that queue. That's pretty important. Food and happiness all across the Empire. See, I told you it wasn't all going to be about war anymore. We have to improve our food and happiness so that we can get to a point where we can get into wars. Productively. What's up, Blue? They'll open their borders to me if I just give them a bunch of stuff. I have a counter-proposal. How about I don't give you Glory of Empire? Okay. I was hoping we could get away with this a little cheaper. Well, the thing is, I kind of think you're already a danger. I don't want to give you free stuff. Let's try to get these Gelderis fixed up. And actually, the Gelderis over here are not pacified either. So we should be... Oh, it's actually 3 villages in this region and 2 in this region. So that'll be a 25% damage boost if we can just get them to calm down and, like, want to be with us. Want to be our friends. I'm gonna move the titanium extractor up over the seed storage. We really got to get that going. Okay, and now Asamel is on burrow building duty. It is necessary for the good of the Empire. Where do these burrows go? It's certainly tempting to build over in that direction. It's a little bit awkward because of the fact that, like, this village is in the way. But I think we'll build here, and then we'll, like, build around there, start getting some level ups. Asamel is really becoming something. It's becoming a powerful place. Okay, now I have to attack this Gelderis village, because we're not going to satisfy its quest. I don't have to attack them. I could bribe them, but I'm not going to do that either. So, what is my current... The current marine design has no armor on or anything. I'm certainly not going to give them any, like, trinkets, but we could at least do this. How much is that in terms of retrofit cost? You know, since I'm not going to buy this out, I guess that's a cost we can pay. It would be really cool if we could keep this marine alive. Alright, let us do battle. With the might of our city garrison at our front. These guys are fast, and they do a ton of damage. Fortunately, we have a cliff. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a cliff, not good enough. That cliff is not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, he can't actually get to you. He can still get to you, but I kind of am okay with that. I'm more okay with that than with him getting to the marine. So I'm going to kind of present the present Petrov Judit as a target here. And then we have, you are going to chill for a turn. Well, actually, you're going to move to here? Yeah, move to here. Because there's a bunch of spaces where he might go where I could get the shot from there, but it's still pretty protected. Okay, he goes after the guy who has Cavalry Slayer. Never mind, I thought this was going to be maybe a little bit tricky, but it seems like they are not good at targeting. Okay, not the way I wanted to do that. Let's see if the other village would be willing to give us a quest. Look at that, level 4. We're really tearing up that legendary deed. Sometimes you can get a quest from them after you've defeated another village in the region. They will let you reset a little bit. Alright, we got good stuff going on. The Empire is improving in effectiveness all over the place. This next market should push us back up to Fervent. It's not going to hold, but it'll be something. So, do we push on to cadaverous pesticides, or do we finish Slave Driver so that we can produce units more effectively in this city? I think for right now, let's keep pushing forward. We can always come back and get the other point of Slave Driver on any level up. This time, they would like it if I gave them 12 titanium. Well, if I fight them, I have to do it without the use of my garrison units. I'm not thinking, honestly, that would be a huge problem. They're going to settle Edino. They haven't taken Rexina yet. I don't think them settling Edino is a huge problem for me. Yeah, I think I'm not going to try to stop that. We are 2 techs out. We should get our other minor faction assimilation slot. And we should grab this. We actually still also need meritocratic promotion. But, like, this is not really skippable. And these are both important war effort techs, so part of what I like a lot about the Endless Legend tech system is that there's always too much stuff you need and always not enough time to get it. Really, they've assimilated 2 different cavalry factions, even though they have a cavalry unit available to them. You know, I don't actually know how the AI decides what factions to assimilate. I wonder how much the bonus is for these 2 factions factored in. Because the bonus for the boss here is plus 5% food per pacified village, and it is powerful. If you can get that early, especially, it's like super good. So we've seen centaurs from them for quite a while. Maybe that was what drove that assimilation. I don't know what's up with the Berdeki, because the bonus for these guys is plus resources from luxury extractors, but we know he didn't bother to research open pit mine. Maybe he has really good tier 2 luxuries? I suppose it's possible. So giving them 12 titanium is kind of a pain. I might just knock this one over too. Just thinking, like, rebuilding is costly. It will take us a while to get 12 titanium. We'll be getting 3.5 per turn out of this extractor, because remember, we're getting plus 1.5 resources per turn from our assimilation of 3 Silic villages, and then plus 1 from our faction trait. So 3.5 each turn is still, it's still like a lot of time that I either have to stand here or come back later. I guess I'll just come back later. That's probably the smart thing to do. I don't want to have to spend time rebuilding that village too. It's probably past time that I start building more archers. We've been given the, I believe that we've just been given the quest for... Oh no, never mind. This is the Silic assimilation quest. I thought that was going to be the quest for another player building a guardian. So equipped with 2 Harmonite units, inspect the ruins where these explorers were last seen. Alright, we'll see. Get up here and teleport ourselves down to, hey, finish walking into the city. Shoot, that was our last point of movement. Oh no, we still... Oh, I thought you couldn't teleport if you had 0 move left. Guess maybe I was wrong. Okay, it's not actually faster to get to either of these. So we'll talk to them and hopefully be able to get a nice easy one from them. You need to build 1 more burrow. Alright, so that'll move our faction quest forward again. I'm assuming it's going to tell me one of Blue's cities needs to be taken over or destroyed. I sure hope so. If it gives us anybody else, that's going to be a real pain. Do I want to grab Rexina? It does have some interesting dense anomalies, and settling up here would make it easy to settle Audenda in a place where they can help defend each other. Minor faction here is Kazanji. That's not a terrible one. Here we have Sanidya. Yeah, maybe I should build a settler. I know, I'm like, hey, let's build a food building, and then immediately build a thing that makes it so you can't make food at all. But we also do need to keep expanding. So if we take Rexina, even if he takes the Dino, that leaves us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 regions as our economic base. That is a large enough economic base to win the game. I have no doubt of that. How fast would we build one here? It's only 1 turn slower. Yeah, we'll do it here instead. I don't know that the walk is any faster from here because we can't cut through Blue's territory, remember? But Minovin has stuff to do. We can take a tiny population hit to Vanaran, it'll be okay. So once Asimel finishes building this district, we can start producing troops here. I think we do 1 more glass steel booster. That is worth doing. Of course, the wine must continue to flow. Oh, you know what we need to do in the capital is build some districts. That would be a good idea. We have 2. Yeah, it's a little bit of stuff. He sure is running units around in my territory a lot. Also, a settler across my territory. I will absolutely kill this one if it looks like it's headed in this direction. Let's keep an eye on that. I keep getting caught with really awkward numbers of movement points left. We'll keep an eye on you. Do I want the deep generator more than I want to finish this, to finish a burrow? We certainly don't need the burrow for the capital, but every burrow I build is now extra influence because of that hero skill. And at some point, we will get pulled low enough on approval here that I will want this to level up, because it does provide an extra 20 approval when leveled. We might be able to just skip Central Market entirely in this city. They pull everybody off of dust. How negative do we go? Really negative. Like a lot, actually. Yeah, let's finish the deep generator. It's pretty good. Alright, we're keeping an eye on this settler. I am not afraid to kill a single lone settler with no no defenses of any kind. I'll do it. Don't think I won't. Got my eye on you. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's frozen. He's terrified. He is heading in the direction I said it was not okay to head. How much movement does he have? I'm trying to click him. He has 7 movement. So we'll be able to grab him at the beginning of next turn, but we probably will lose him right afterward. Yeah, that's a real shame. If I close my borders on him now, he'll still get to leave the short way. So that's really bad. Lower the cost of buildings, let's do this and that to make that one city even more effective. And then we could... I mean, if I didn't do this, we could take... No, we can't quite. I need to also not do that. The thing is, we're currently holding okay on approval, but we're on that line, right? Now, you know, we'll be able to keep it. We'll be able to continue holding it down. I'm going to do this. That leaves me with enough influence to immediately assimilate these guys, just so that I don't forget. That's going to be really good eventually. Right now we have 0 of their villages, but soon, 5. Yeah, I don't care for this at all, though. You need to... we do have the ability to build industry stuff. That said, probably more important to get the granary established. Alright, we have to attack them at the beginning of next turn, and then... This is a little awkward because I want to talk to this Gelderus village, but really the best play for me is to move here and attack them from here so that I'm exerting maximum zone of control, so that we have some chance of catching them again on the next turn and finishing the job. Yeah, I think we'll have to hold off talking to these guys for a moment. How did you think I was going to be okay with this? Alright, so we'll lock that up. You're the greatest empire. That's entirely possible. I believe that could be the case. The die has run out, and there's no fixing that, so back down to happy we go. Hold on, I'll be right with you. Die's run out. Okay, the next step of our faction quest, capture the city Nyleria, or make sure it has been destroyed. Nyleria is not a city that is visible to me right now. Potentially a problem. We will hope that it is a blue city. Running around kind of a lot of stuff in my territory. Don't care for that. Still don't care for that. And I know he can hear me. I know he knows I don't care for that. We probably actually ought to build ourselves an apprenticeship registry real quick here. And then honestly, a lumber mill is almost free. We are 4 turns away from having access to the next tier of armor. So the play here might be just, like, do other stuff until we get to that point. Moving a lot of things into my territory, though. I guess the lumber mill is only 3 industry. Or it's only, yeah, it's 3 industry. Let's just make a couple of units in the interim. And then when we hit Alchemy Workshop, we'll figure out what we want to do with them then. Alright, obviously he's not going to actually stand and fight here. But we moved in fast enough that it's going to cost him a bunch of extra move. Let's see, he has 1 point of movement left. So we will be able to catch him next turn. He is down to 40% life. If he is able to regen enough that we don't kill him when he attempts to retreat next turn, he is going to get away and get wherever he's going. And I think we know that blue has a lot of health regen, right? Didn't we experience that already? Did he get... The regen bonus didn't occur this game. Oh no, here it is. He doesn't have this. Okay. Yeah, and our poor guy out of Vanaran has no hope of getting to Regsina in time. Alright, we're just gonna charge him, and it has to be enough. Because it has to be. Go, 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 go. Please, please, please do not let him regen. God, the music in this game is so good. Okay, Dearth of Dust has ended, which is like Christmas morning. So we can pull all of these guys back now. They're actually doing really efficient work over here, though. I probably want to keep them on here. Now that we're making this much dust per turn, this is like viable hero money. Okay. He did not get away with enough health. He is dead. Now we will go back and have a chat. And we are producing military units as quickly as possible, because they're going to have some feelings about the thing I just did. We should be in position to defend ourselves. Okay. I really, really hope that we get Regsina. I'm a little nervous about it, now that I know that he's running settlers that way. So unfortunately, I think the best thing for us is to run through the north, which is going to be slow going. We can actually... We can have the hero bounce over to this army in a second here and provide them with a point of extra movement. I think our Marine 2 does not have a movement trinket. Build a watchtower in Vanaran. Man. Alright. fine. I don't really want to research this tech just for that, but it's way cheaper than rebuilding the 2 villages. The grass silk has ended. We maintain happiness, but that's all we maintain. Yeah, building a watchtower in this region is fairly reasonable. Out of curiosity, how's this going? Okay, we got beat. So the trade route bonus thing will not happen. So I guess the trade routes that we build with the watchtower tech will actually be good. Let's get apprenticeship registries up in places. Kind of want to do that. What does hero cost at this point? It's probably over 500. Yes, over 600. Yeesh. It does go up quickly. So it seems like we may actually need this force to clear the way a little bit. Our Puas are a little bit inconvenient for us. You know what I am going to do, though? Let's give Judith the... I hadn't even thought about Minor Faction Slayer. I suppose that's an option, but what I was actually thinking was... Where the heck is it? Where's the Army Damage Boost trinket? Am I having that brain thing? Is my brain doing that thing where I'm bad at stuff? So obsolete? No, here it is. Yeah, weird. It's being marked as obsolete. It wasn't showing up. Well, it's definitely not. It gives the Army Damage Boost 2 trait, which makes your army deal more damage, which, as you might have guessed at this point, I have strong feelings about. I love it when my army deals damage. Okay, so... From a cursory examination, it looks like we have 1 new strategic resource area in our whole empire. There's another one in Adino and another one in Audenda. Yep, Cold War, and I did aggressions. I sure did. Wait, there's Palladian in Minavin. Where? Oh, okay, it was under Gonley's name tag. Okay, well, 2 extractors, with a 3rd one to be added shortly in Audenda. I think we still take Rexina first, because I need blue not to take it, but then, yeah, we'll go there next. That'll have to do. 3 extractors will have to be good enough. Oh, hey, purple. That looks like, yep, Alayi to me. Is this a Skyfin? Okay, somewhere out in the world, there is a force of purple Alayi. And won't all of us sleep so much sounder knowing that? Also, 2 sources of Titan bones. That's pretty cool. Let's talk about Titan bones and how exciting they are. So the first thing we have to do is this. Smelting station is a no-brainer. Then we probably actually go back to get Imperial Highways, both so that we can construct trade routes and so that we can pacify the 2 Gelderus villages here. And actually, can you rebuild that other Gelderus village? Let's make that a priority. As the winter comes to an end, we need to finish building out all our wine extractors, but I'm not in a huge hurry to do it now, because it could be winter at any moment here. Actually, do I want to do this first? Add 7 more industry? Probable. Yeah, that seems like the right play. A little bit more industry makes everything go faster. Where did that Nidya army go? I don't actually have to fight them, I just have to keep them off the settler. And I would really like to get Rexina placed before we end the video here. Do they actually have that much movement? Yeah, 6 movement base. Okay. Well, we'd better fight. Do not show up to this battle. Okay, so I want to do that, probably. Although we do have to actually... have to have range here. I was thinking I want to minimize the amount that they get to do their circular attack on both of us. So, like, he needs to be here at the very furthest back. That's a little awkward. I guess we can set up like this. He does have 76 defense and 138 life. These guys have 4 movement in combat, so they can just fly over us. But only one of them gets the multi-attack this way, at least. Yeah, that'll do. Oh no, he did the worst possible thing. Not damage. You remember? Do you remember what I was saying about how I like it when my guys deal damage? There we go, he figured it out. He got there eventually. It turns out, if you have even a little bit of gear on, minor faction armies are pretty much irrelevant. Apparently, for some reason, fighting that battle formally introduced us to the Alayi. Well, they're going to get the pearls in the lake here, which is pretty okay for them. Greetings, stranger. We're some guys, don't you? Yeah, I have feelings about meeting some guys, but I don't have time to talk to you right now. You know, we could probably just ram this. I guess we don't actually know how soon the winter's going to be. Let's go ahead and ram this wine extractor out real quick, because it is going to be real quick. Also, man, we're good at building stuff in this city. I should update the marine design real quick, just to make sure that we are on the latest tier of iron stuff. Actually, do I want to go to the longbow? It has better damage, as you might imagine. But no, I think I stick with the crossbow. They have enough cavalry, like they have enough fast-moving stuff in their army that our archers are going to get attacked sometimes. It's better that we stay safe. I am not going to be equipping any strategic armor here. Although, honestly, we could probably do glass steel. We have a ton of glass steel. How good is that glass steel armor, relatively? 12 health plus 10% health. It's actually... It's bad enough because it's tier 2 versus tier 3 that it's probably not worth equipping. Okay, I'm not going to retrofit those guys because we are building up for more heroes. Right, let's try to get this city down, like I said, and then we can cut the video there. How is this game going in the overall? Honestly, I don't know. I don't feel super strong. Our research rate has been going pretty alright, although it's starting to get bad again now. I don't know if that means we can actually threaten a victory, a science victory or not. Probably not. What do these guys want? Free our people. Destroy a Nidya village in Adenda. Aren't you? Oh no, this is the village that is being targeted by that quest. Sorry, that's to pacify the Kazanji in Regsina. So we'll do it then. Okay, I'm on it. We just destroyed one of their roaming armies, so they probably don't have one wandering around here right now. This would be a good time to go after that. Yeah, that'll be nice, actually, to get this pacified, like, right as we put down the village, or the city. And look at all of the industry we're industrying. Now we gotta get our labs up, so that we get our research rate back in a good place. And hero buying turn is now, right? I think we just hit the value that I'm looking for. Actually, I could have bought one last turn. I thought we were a little higher. Well, some of the heroes I couldn't have bought last turn. Don't you come after my settler. Yeah, you go get those pearls. You're allowed to have the pearls that I literally can't get. Those ones are acceptable. Okay, this time we gotta fight 3 of them, so it's a little bit more dangerous, but still not very dangerous. One of them is faster than my marine for some reason. Which one is that? It is the frontmost one. Okay, so what I want to do is put my hero at exactly 4 range. And put this guy further back. So he'll charge forward and then, yeah. Like this. Much like this. Oh, it would have been really cool if you killed him. Alright, well, as much as I would prefer to have the hero go after one of these things that is not quite so damaged, we should probably make sure this thing dies before it gets a turn. Interesting, I was expecting at least one of them to move around to that. Wow, good shot. Alright, now we have to go back and talk to that village, I believe. That's how that one works. Also, 80 dust, hooray. Turn to that village. Okay, actually, the settler can probably do that and still put down the city where I want it. That's cool. You guys get to do something else. What did the Nidya in this region actually do for me? Or actually give me? They wanted me to give... Oh, they wanted me to settle here. Okay, so that's easy enough to do. Is there... What is the compelling thing for you to do now? I guess there is that, There's that pearl deposit. We should grab that on our way back home, I guess. We'll get to Minavin and then we'll teleport somewhere from there. Or maybe well, if I'm going to get the pearls, it's fast to go to Minavin. I was going to say, if I'm just going to teleport, maybe I should do it out of the new city. Where are we at on our luxuries? Okay, so we should repop this before we put the new city down. Save ourselves a little bit. And here... We're not actually happy here. It would only be 2 turns to put down this Borough Street. That would give us 5 extra approval, although minus 5 approval from... Or minus 10 approval from putting this down. But then if we build one here, these both go up by 15 each. Which I guess actually... Yeah, that's probably the right thing to do. Keep building out... I'm pushing it. I'm pushing a little bit with how late I'm building my military units. Maybe I should focus a little bit. Let's make sure that we update these guys as well. So we have claws versus swords. I mean, I like the claws on them a lot for obvious reasons. And then we don't have improved movement on the archers, but we probably should get it. Should probably update the archer design to have it. Yeah, give me a Titan. We need to have some kind of military. We also need to have a hero. Well, we've got a Wayresigo. That's a thing that's available. We could just grab Wayresigo for the next city, for that other city. We're about to put it down. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll buy him next turn. We don't have to buy him right now. Because he is exclusive and cannot be sniped by other players. And in Gonley we need to build something. Is the thing that we build in Gonley just a settler? Everybody else is kind of busy. Yeah, I think it is. I mean, we got to take Addenda, right? I need the Palladian deposit. Okay. Continuing to expand. Never stop expanding. Never, ever, ever. Come on. Alright, so we return to these guys, show them that we are cool. Then we get attacked because they don't actually believe that I am cool. Somebody built that Alchemic Institute. We'll talk to them and we'll talk about that in a second. And unfortunately, strategic stuff has gotten all expensive, and adamantium is the resource that we use to fix it, which we don't have any of. The good news is the AI is pretty good at dealing with this now, so maybe they'll just handle it for us. You are going after those pearls? Those are my pearls. That's ridiculous. I told you could have the ones in the lake. That's it. Just the ones in the lake. Why is this glowing? Oh, Lost Explorers, right. Well, obviously, we retreat. And then I put the city down right here, right? 17,758 with approval versus 10,913,7 with approval. Or 9,10,10,8 with approval. I think we want... Actually, I think we want that. No, I don't want that because I want to be able to build out to here quickly. This location has a couple of really good district builds. Okay, so I'm going to pop this for 30 boost for 30 cost now instead of 35 cost next turn. We'll do that. Now I'm not afraid of blue anymore. We're going to reconnect our empire in a second year. We have the Kazanji available to be assimilated. Obviously, I will not be assimilating them. We're 1 turn off of smelting station finishing. For some reason I have no... Okay, there we go. Your UI always disappears when you found a new city. Nobody's quite sure why. Okay, I understand that you guys want to contribute, but this is probably the better way to do that. Then we go and we hire Wayresigo, and we immediately install him to help just boost this city off the ground super fast. Yeah, Food Boost 2, Industry Boost 3 is pretty powerful. We are 1 to 16 turns for the next winter, so I don't know if we want to go seed storage right away here. Might be better off doing something else. I don't know. Not a decision we have to make right now, because this is the situation we are in here, as the video ends. We could attack Purple Skyfin. I'm not sure that that would actually work out in our favor. Skyfins have a lot of health. Yeah, it's probably not worth doing. Hopefully they will not decide that it's worth attacking me when we reload the game. For now, that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time when maybe we finally are preparing for war. It's on the table at least. And we'll see you then.